From crisp green apples to plump, ruby red varieties, this seemingly simple fruit has become a global symbol of agriculture. Each year, over 87 million tons of apples, equivalent to nearly 192 billion pounds, are harvested worldwide. But behind every perfect apple on the shelf lies a demanding journey, from icy orchards to tireless human hands, from advanced preservation technologies to vast logistics networks spanning continents. This is more than the story of a fruit. It's a sweeping portrait of agriculture, innovation, and the incredible care humanity invests in nature. Green agriculture technology. The global journey behind billions of apples harvested around the world. Crisp, sweet apples are not only a source of pride for each region, but also the result of a meticulous journey of care from orchard to harvest. Have you ever wondered what lies behind that pure, refreshing sweetness? In New Zealand, the journey of growing apples begins with a task that may seem simple: preparing the soil. In reality, this is a crucial foundational step that determines the success of the entire crop. Each plot of land is carefully examined for pH levels, nutrients, and soil structure. No detail is overlooked. Machines dig deep and till evenly, while human hands diligently remove old roots, rocks, and weeds, returning the soil to a clean and fertile state. Once the ground is ready, planting rows are precisely marked using GPS technology, ensuring ideal spacing and sunlight exposure. Then, a modern drip irrigation system is installed, silently delivering water and nutrients to each tree root, day by day, hour by hour. This is the foundation for orchards that will grow and bear fruit for decades to come. The apple processing procedure plays a crucial role in ensuring quality, food safety, and extending shelf life before the product reaches consumers. Immediately after harvest, apples are transported to processing facilities where they undergo cleaning, sorting, and packaging. 20. Apples are or manually to remove dust, soil, and impurities. Some facilities utilize misting technology or aerated water baths to effectively clean the fruit without damaging its natural skin. After cleaning, apples are inspected to eliminate any bruised, damaged, or substandard fruit. Sorting machines or workers categorize apples based on size, color, meet the requirements of different markets. 22. Depending on the intended use, apples can be kept whole, sliced, or processed into various products such as dried apples, frozen apples, or apple powder for the food industry. Apple juice begins with selecting fresh, evenly ripened apples that are free from damage or defects. The apples are then thoroughly washed using water or an automated washing system to remove dirt, impurities, and pesticide residues. Next, the apples are chopped and crushed before being fed into a pressing machine to extract the juice from the pulp. The extracted juice undergoes a filtration process to remove sediments and is then pasteurized using heat treatment to ensure food safety. Finally, the apple juice is bottled, packed into cartons or pouches, and stored at low temperatures to preserve its flavor. The irrigation and fertilization regimen plays a pivotal role in nurturing a healthy apple orchard and ensuring high productivity. In New Zealand, a modern drip irrigation system is installed along each row of trees, providing consistent water delivery while also integrating automated fertilization. Nutrients are dissolved in the irrigation water and delivered directly to the roots, allowing for maximum absorption with minimal waste. When spring arrives, the apple orchard awakens from its long winter slumber. Tender buds emerge, quickly blossoming into clusters of delicate pink and white flowers that blanket the branches. Each blossom holds the potential to become a plump, juicy apple, but to achieve that, the trees need favorable weather and effective pollination. During this time, growers often release bees into the orchard to assist with cross-pollination, boosting the fruit set rate. The sight of blooming apple trees is not only breathtaking, but also marks a crucial moment that determines the season's yield. After successful pollination, the apple petals gradually fall, revealing the swelling ovary that will slowly develop into fruit. Day by day, the apples shift from pale green to their signature colors. This is when the trees absorb the most water and nutrients, and growers closely monitor every detail to ensure the fruit reaches peak quality by harvest time. Across the endless apple-covered hills of New Zealand, thin white netting arches gently over each row of trees. This delicate covering acts as silent armor, shielding the orchard from countless natural threats. Not only does it ward off birds, insects, and sudden hailstorms, the netting also diffuses harsh sunlight, preventing the fruit from scorching. In winter, it helps retain soil moisture, reduces evaporation, and creates a milder microclimate for the apples to grow plump and nutrient-rich over time. Throughout the growing season, this netting is more than just a technical solution. It's a symbol of the care, patience, and unwavering dedication of the farmers, who pour their hopes into every apple. When the apples reach perfect ripeness, with taut skins, even coloring, and ideal sugar levels, the entire growing region in New Zealand enters its most anticipated moment of the year. That's when skilled hands begin their work. With a gentle twist, each apple is naturally detached from the stem and carefully placed into soft, cushioned bins. Every motion is designed to keep the fruit pristine. No scratches, no bruises. Hand-picking is not only a traditional method, but an art, ensuring each apple is harvested at just the right time, not underripe, not overripe, and ready for its journey to the consumer. At the same time, modern equipment quietly lends its support. Elevating platforms and self-driving carts allow workers to easily reach high branches and move efficiently between rows without disrupting the steady rhythm of the harvest. Even with mechanical assistance, apple harvesting demands patience and precision, especially with premium varieties, where flawless appearance is essential. During peak season, hundreds of workers labor tirelessly from early morning until late evening, creating a bustling but hopeful rhythm for a bountiful, high-quality apple harvest. While human hands continue to diligently pick apples on large-scale farms, a new generation of modern, precise harvesting robots has quietly begun its work. These robotic arms are no longer as crude as one might imagine. They are programmed with artificial intelligence, equipped with high-resolution cameras, optical sensors, and machine learning systems to analyze the ideal ripeness of each fruit. With the ability to recognize color, shape, and position on the branch, the robots can accurately select only the ripe apples, avoiding unripe ones and preventing damage to the branches and leaves. Every motion is astonishingly gentle, using soft, flexible materials that mimic human hand movements to protect the delicate apple skin from scratches, especially crucial for export-grade fruit that demands perfect appearance. Some robotic models can operate for hours on end, moving nimbly between rows using wheels or guiding rails, and even performing basic sorting immediately after picking. Among orchards heavy with fruit, humans and machines are composing a harvest symphony together, where each apple is cared for with both skill and technology, and New Zealand's produce steadily reaches the world with top-tier quality. Immediately after harvest, trucks loaded with bins of apples are transported straight to the processing facility, where a modern system is ready to begin operation. The apples are thoroughly washed using clean water systems combined with ultrasonic or ozone technology to optimally remove dirt, pesticides, and bacteria. Each apple then passes through automated sensors that accurately assess its size, color, and ripeness. Only the apples that meet strict standards continue to the rapid cooling line, maintained at an ideal temperature of 32 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit to slow down ripening and preserve crispness and signature flavor. The packaging process is equally meticulous. Apples are carefully arranged in paper boxes or plastic crates with soft padding, which protects them from impact and ensures ventilation to prevent mold. Each box is then sealed and clearly labeled with apple variety, origin, and harvest date. In less than a day since leaving the branch, the apples are ready to leave the farm, bound for the port, crossing oceans, and reaching the hands of consumers in some of the most demanding markets around the world. After the fresh apples are carefully selected, pre-processed, and packaged for export, a portion begins a new journey, transformed into refreshing juice, rich in natural flavor, and beloved by countless consumers. Upon arrival at the factory, the apples are passed through a high-pressure automated washing system to remove all dirt and surface residues, marking the start of a meticulous, tightly controlled production process. Next, the apples are crushed using specialized juicing or grinding machines to extract pure juice. This liquid then flows through a modern filtration system that removes pulp and seeds, ensuring consistent quality and an appealing clarity. To preserve freshness and extend shelf life, the juice is gently pasteurized or sterilized at optimal temperatures. Finally, every drop of juice is bottled or canned under absolutely sterile conditions, labeled and prepared for distribution. Each step is carefully monitored so that when you open a bottle, you can truly taste the essence of nature's finest apples. Alongside New Zealand, the United States is also one of the world leaders in apple production and cultivation technology. So what makes the apple growing process in the US stand out from the rest of the world? In the US, long before the first apple tree is planted, the soil preparation process quietly begins, with precision, care, and attention to every detail. Farmers and experts test pH levels, nutrient composition, and drainage capacity to fully understand the land, enabling appropriate amendments. In the US, planting apples isn't just about putting a tree in the ground. It's part of a carefully pre-designed system. Before planting day, metal or concrete posts are driven in straight lines along the rows, spaced evenly. Steel wires or mesh are tensioned between them to form a sturdy trellis system. Each tree is gently tied to a stake to keep it upright, supporting straight and uniform trunk growth. The entire process is closely monitored to ensure high survival rates and consistent development throughout the orchard. In modern American apple orchards, trees are typically spaced 2 to 4 feet apart within rows, with 10 to 12 feet between rows, keeping orchards airy, uniform, and easy to manage. This is how American farmers lay the foundation for productive, sustainable, and future-ready orchards. To ensure uniform, healthy growth, farmers monitor even the slightest changes in the field, from soil moisture to the color of each bud. Meanwhile, drip irrigation runs daily, maintaining consistent moisture around the roots without waterlogging. This method also helps suppress weeds and reduce pests, the orchard's silent enemies. While the trees lie dormant in winter, growers begin pruning in preparation for the new season. Weak, misdirected, or overcrowded branches are removed, making room for a strong, balanced canopy. Each cut is a hopeful selection. The result? Better airflow, fewer pests, and most importantly, a foundation for a plentiful, high-quality harvest. As spring arrives, apple orchards burst to life in shades of pink and white. Beyond the beauty, this is a critical period that determines the season's overall yield. To boost pollination, beehives are placed along the orchard rows. These tireless workers carry pollen from tree to tree. Each bee's flight is an invisible link connecting blossoms. In the U.S., this method is widely used in commercial apple orchards. Thanks to favorable weather and nature's cooperation, fruit set rates improve significantly. And as tiny fruits begin to form, the orchard enters a new chapter, brimming with hope for the harvest to come. After pollination, apple trees enter the fruit development phase, with tiny young apples starting to appear. These early fruits are small, with thin skins that are highly sensitive to environmental conditions. Farmers often thin out undersized, clustered, or misshapen apples to reduce nutrient competition and give space for the healthy ones to thrive. In the U.S., apple harvest season begins in late August and continues through early November. When orchards change color and ripe apples fill the air with sweet fragrance, growers enter the most critical phase of the year. Unlike many countries that have mechanized harvesting, in the US, most apples are still hand-picked to ensure top quality. Each picker gently twists the apple off the stem and places it into a padded bin to avoid bruising. It seems simple, but the task requires skill and patience. Only perfectly ripe, undamaged fruit is selected. Across endless rows of trees, the sight of dedicated workers from dawn to dusk creates a steady rhythm of labor, where every apple is a blend of precision, technique, and belief in a fruitful season. Once hand-harvested, America's fresh apples quickly enter the pre-processing and storage phase. To preserve their crunch and signature aroma, apples must be cooled within the first 24 hours. Once hand-harvested, America's fresh apples quickly enter the pre-processing and storage phase. To preserve their crunch and signature aroma, apples must be cooled within the first 24 hours. In modern storage facilities, cold air is continuously circulated to bring the temperature down to around 32 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit, slowing natural respiration and extending shelf life. Each apple then passes through an automatic sorting system using high-resolution cameras, color sensors, and artificial intelligence. Apples with perfect shape and color are carefully selected, while substandard ones are diverted to juice or dried fruit processing lines. Before packaging, the apples are washed in clean water with a mild disinfectant solution to remove surface impurities, then dried with gentle air. A thin layer of food-grade wax is applied for a glossy finish, moisture retention, and to prevent skin wrinkling during storage. Finally, apples are stored in controlled atmosphere warehouses, where every element, from temperature and humidity to oxygen and CO2 levels, is precisely regulated. Thanks to this technology, U.S. apples retain their fresh pick quality even after traveling thousands of miles to reach consumers around the world. This is more than just storage. It's the art of preserving the full essence of an entire growing season.